Alright everybody, welcome back to Kenny's Tour Review. This one's an interesting one. So you can see this rigmarole I got here. I had the scope out, but the scope doesn't really matter anymore because of this. I'll set it up. Hold on. Okay, so I set the scope up. You don't see anything here. If I take away this ground that I've got in here, you can see. So this is a good known, good working system. I had to have this called down because I wasn't sure what was going on with the other one. I didn't know what was normal. So normally the BCM, which is up behind here and there, you're just gonna take my word for it, on this gray wire here, supplies the crap. Hold on. Okay, so I stopped screwing up there and then unplugged. So this would be the AC button off, because the AC button grounds the circuit. Okay, AC button off. You got a square wave from 0 to battery voltage, looks like, and then when you ground it, if I can figure out how my fingers work, then that happens. And then, I don't know if you could hear the engine tone change, but the temperature changes. AC is working. Again, this is a known good system, because I'll bring the next one in probably tomorrow, but it'll be instant for you guys, and then you'll be able to see what the wrong one's doing, and we can go from there. But I'm gonna fix this wire. I know I cut it just because getting to the BCM is a lot harder than fixing this wire, so that's what I elected to do after already trying to get to it. But that's neither here nor there, so thanks for watching. Okay, magically it's the next day. So I've got the one that's not working up here. You can see there is, well, I was showing you a square wave before, but if this unit's unplugged, this would go to a square wave, and I can show you that. I might have to put you down. Maybe. There we go. Yeah. You can see with the unit unplugged, it's more of a square wave, less of a thing here. So don't pay attention to that, because I had the other one technically unplugged. You can see here it's battery voltage to like 5 volts, which I almost have to review the video, and this is off. So off is working, and then on isn't even, it's supposed to be pulling the circuit down. It's actually pulling it up. So there's voltage coming through, which was exactly what I was reading. So if I go, so I'll shut this off. If I go and I unplug this guy, right here, goddamn, I'm gonna put you down. Okay, we're unplugged here at the BCM. The car is not gonna start now. This is the wire that was broken for some reason, even though fixing it didn't fix it. Why is this here? I must have touched something. Okay, so now with it unplugged, there is 5 volts coming out of that unit, which there should not be. And then I can even go a step further, and if I pull this down, after I plug this back in, so hold on, before I do that, you can see 5 volts here. I'm gonna press the button. This is 0 volts. 0 volts is AC not on. Right, and then AC on with the button on. Now we're at 5 volts. It's opening up the circuit. Alright, so I'm probably gonna have to make sure my grounds aren't doing weird stuff there, but I'm gonna plug this back in now. Yeah, tell by the freaking door dinger. Alright, and now I'm gonna take a ground wire and I'm gonna ground it in here, because that's the easiest place to get to sometimes. Some piece of metal. Give me something. There's a piece of metal right here. I can get to. Great camera stills, everybody. That's what we're all here for. I'm gonna ground this freaking thing. Oh, I heard the AC kick on. Why didn't I? Well, that shows you. So I grounded the circuit before getting that other vehicle in for a known good. Let's see. Should have AC now. It's on 4, that's why. Oh yeah, she's blowing AC now. Alright, so I know what the known good is because I wasn't sure before because of this 5-volt shenanigans. You know, this is the waveform I got, which I wasn't even sure if that's what I was supposed to have. Now, if you were to look at this on a multimeter, I'm sure it wouldn't show 12 volts. It'd probably show... Well, with this one, it would probably show like 6 or 7 volts, and then with it off, probably show 3 or 4 volts because the on time is a lot less, you know, than the off time. But that's neither here nor there. You pretty much just need to ground this wire, bring it down to 0. That tells the BCM, hey, we want some AC. And that's what happens. So this unit seems to be faulty. Like I said, I'm going to check my powers and grounds. I bet I don't even have this up here, so I'll do that and then might bring it back along for that. Alright everybody, I got the controller here up on the screen so we can see. There's only 2 grounds. They're right here. They work great. Both battery and ignition feed are good. I checked them all with the 4 amp test light, plenty of power, not worried about that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yes. There's no need to check any computer data lines or anything like that. That's not the problem. Everything else works. It's just the switch when you turn it on. There's voltage coming from somewhere in the magical box and going down the gray wire here where it shouldn't be. You know, this AC comp on, that should be being pulled to ground, and it's not. So it needs a new head unit. I'm not going to take it apart and try and figure out where the wires are, or I shouldn't say wire, where the circuits are crossed inside. I don't know how made of unobtainium they are yet. But that's the diagnosis. I am going to do one last thing for you guys. For any of you guys that don't have a scope, I'm going to go get a voltmeter and see what the voltages are supposed to be in comparison to what they are. Alright, last bit here for you guys that only have a voltmeter. So let's go back to the screen here. So this is off. Obviously. So this is what I was talking about. So because this is working as a duty cycle for some reason, even though it's not I know it's not a duty cycle, but the signal is this waveform and then pulling it to ground is on, and that's what the BCM sees. The voltage on off is 1.2 volts. Okay, it's not 0 volts, it's not 12 volts, it's not 5 volts, not anything, not even 7 volts, which older Chryslers have seen for different things, but it's 1.2 volts. And then I turn it on again. This is the bad one. So 1.2 volts, it pulls it up slightly on the bottom, which is again is wrong. So now I'm reading 6.5 volts, and what I actually should be reading is close to 0 volts because you should ground it. See, now we're at 0 volts. Now we're at 0 volts. Now I got AC. Now I can feel it. You can almost hear it. Hear it. So, needs a new head unit. Some of you might be asking why I took another extra vehicle. It's just because of this. I wasn't the guy I called the guy from Identifix, and he didn't seem 100% sure either. He didn't seem like the box should be putting out the voltage, but he said it should be putting out 5 volts, and he's obviously wrong too, because it's not. It's a 12 volt short pulse width duty cycle of you know, with the voltmeter you should be reading. Right now I'm reading 3.3 volts instead of the 1.28 I just was. So, you know, and that might have to do with this swooping bit here, because I bet maybe if I turn it off, okay, it's off. No, it's still like that. I mean, this is how the good one was too, with these little swoops. So those go away if you unplug it. That's just something that this module's doing, cause them swoops. So now 1.6. So with it off, 1.2 to all the way up to 3.3 is pretty normal. If you're just using a multimeter and not using a scope, it would be a lot easier to see your problem on a scope. So I'm kind of rambling now, so we'll sign off. Please leave a link in the I'll leave a link in the comment to my store if you want to buy some merch. Support the channel. All you need to do is subscribe and comment and like, and that'll be much appreciative. But I do have stuff, so I'll put that. I know it's been slow. It's summertime, so I'm kind of busy. Yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a great day.